Later this week, Sony is hosting a new PlayStation State of Play event on Thursday, February 12th. As of right now, we don't know what's coming with it. We don't know if it's going to be a big one or a small one, but it is a long one to the tune of something like an hour. So we're hoping we get some cool news. So today, we just figured it would be fun to talk about some announcements we would like to see. Some stuff that we think is, somewhat realistic, but would be pretty cool. We're not saying we think all this stuff is actually going to happen. We have no idea, but we're just having fun. It's a good excuse to talk about some games. So we got 10 cool announcements we'd love to see. Let's get started off with number 10. This is an obvious one and probably one of the more pie in the sky ones. It's Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne PC port or Bloodborne update for PS5, whatever. Bloodborne something, dude. I don't really know if this one is gonna happen. We know that From Software is busy on the Dusk Bloods and presumably something else, but Sony, of course, sits on the rights to Bloodborne from what we know, and maybe one day they'll finally revive this damn franchise. I'm almost getting sick of talking about it, but I'm not, because it's cool. Could this PlayStation State of Play finally be the one where, the screen goes dark, you hear the toll of a bell, a new hunter is revealed on screen, or, the original hunter, but now in 4K HDR or something? I don't know. The last few years, I really feel like the gaming world has been primed for Bloodborne something. I think plenty of people would be happy with just a patch or an update for the game to run better on, PS5, or a slight remake, re-release, enhancement, let alone a sequel. Honestly, anything at this point. Is it gonna happen? Who knows? I think this is one of the more unlikely ones on this list, but that's my personal feel, and I'd love to be wrong. I would love for them to announce a new Bloodborne something at this thing. I'd be out there in the streets celebrating with you guys. Next at number 9, PSSR 2, or PlayStation Super Resolution 2, essentially a new and improved version of PlayStation's upscaling technology that most notably the PS5 Pro took advantage of. Look, this doesn't sound like the most mind-blowing, exciting thing, but if PSSR 2.0, which has been rumored for some time now, and a lot of people are speculating it is going to be sometime in 2026, if it is a real thing, it could be a significant game changer for how your games look, depending on what your machine you're running on. Especially with the fact that now we know PlayStation 6 is probably not releasing anytime soon. They're probably going to continue to invest in current consoles. And with PSSR, it's like an intelligent machine learning upscaling system that, according to more technically minded people, still has a lot of room for improvement, and a 2.0 version could really improve things and just really set up developers for making even better looking and sharper and better performing games. Next at number 8, Ghost of Yotei Legends. Look, Ghost of Yotei, pretty solid game. A really good return to form if you like Ghost of Tsushima. Different story, different character. I know I did the before you buy, and I was one of the people who technically preferred Ghost of Tsushima to Legends. I feel like I'm in the minority there, but either way, good, solid, fun game. But there's one thing missing, dude. Legends mode. Ghost of Tsushima Legends, that later on added multiplayer mode, was absolutely incredible. And Yotei really missed that. So I'm hoping that they add it, because with the new weapon types and everything that got going on gameplay-wise in single-player Ghost of Yotei, that could translate perfectly to fun multiplayer action. The mode on Tsushima had a surprising amount of depth, and I really hope they take those ideas and run with it. All we really know is that Ghost of Yotei Legends DLC is coming in 2026. Sony has confirmed it, but we don't really know a lot about it. Is it too soon since the base game's release, or is it the perfect 1-2 punch follow-up if we see it announced at this thing? Either way, I would absolutely love to get my hands on that, because if it's even close to the original version, it could just be a lot more fun. A really good expansion on Ghost. Next at number 7, a little bit of a left field move, but whatever Bluepoint is working on. Bluepoint, of course, were like the remake champions for a while with making things like the Shadow of Colossus remake, the PlayStation 5 launch title, the Demon's Souls remake, which they did a great job with. And in, I believe, 2021, Sony actually acquired Bluepoint for themselves and put them to work on stuff. We know they've been a support studio for certain things, but we also know that they were working on a live service game like Sony had kind of mandated with a lot of their studios, but apparently this one has been canceled as of 2025, which just leads me to say, like, well, that can't be the only thing they were working on, right? Because they had actually teased stuff a few years back that never really saw the light of day. I don't know if that was the live service project, who knows, but it's been a long time since they've put something out, and I know they have probably been used for support studio stuff, but I'm really hoping that they were working on something and that we actually see it soon. It could be anything. The rumors have flown around from a Castlevania remake to a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake to them at one point saying that they were going to work on their own stuff, like a new IP. Look, we have no idea what's actually coming from Bluepoint, but we also really have no idea whether or not it's coming anytime soon. But I'd love to hear a little something here. Next at number 6, an official Starfield announcement that Starfield is coming to PS5. We don't know for sure how this is going to go down. It seems like it's one of the worst kept secrets. It's a rumor that's been around for quite some time now. It seems like it's definitely coming to PS5 at some point. It's what Xbox does now, but we just don't know when. Now, more rumors are suggesting that this will not be revealed at this state of play, but I don't know, I feel like it's an easy thing to slot in. Hey, now you can play Starfield, PlayStation fans. Look, whether or not you actually like Starfield or Bethesda, there are definitely still players out there that wanted to get their hands on it either way. And, you know, if you only own a PS5, you were kind of out in the dark. So maybe 2026 is the year that you finally get to try it out. Next at number 5, another crazy one, Final Fantasy VII Part 3. The remakes have been going strong, they've been great, I think they've done a really good job with them, the little shakeups are fun, the visuals are beautiful, the gameplay has been interesting, and the jump from 1 to 2, they both feel distinctly different, but with a Part 3, we don't know where it's gonna go, and we also don't know when it's coming, but we would love to see even just a little tease at the state of play.
Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
Final Fantasy, of course, and especially Final Fantasy VII and these types of announcements, they've always just felt right at home at big Sony PlayStation presentations going back to the E3 days. So maybe just a glimmer, just a morsel, just something to chew on for the next Final Fantasy VII remake. I would certainly like to see that. Next at number 4, Marvel's Wolverine. We're probably going to see more of this. I really hope we do. Of course, the lid was really lifted off this one not too long ago, but it is apparently slated for this year, right? I think they said fall, so maybe now we'll get a little bit of a look at actual gameplay. I would love to see how exactly this game flows. Is it a hub-based thing? Is it just a straight-up brawler? Is it an action-adventure game? I have confidence in Insomniac for working on this. I think they've done a great job with Spider-Man, but I just really want to see how they got a handle on this one. Also, there's been like rumors floating around lately, like with some of the things that developers have kind of teased that maybe like Daredevil will be in the game. There's potential for a lot of characters to show up. The first trailer already showed so much, so I'm excited to see who else comes around. So hopefully we get a new look at Wolverine and maybe a rock solid release date. Look, I don't want to rush it, you know, take your time on the game, but a release date would be cool. Next at number 3, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the remaster. I don't know if this would actually show up, but some of the guys in our office wanted to see this. The Assassin's Creed Black Flag 4 remake, whatever you want to call it, has been like the worst kept secret for a long time now. Ubisoft did say they were doing something like that, but we don't know what it looks like or anything like that. There's been leaks, there's been rumors, but we now know after Ubisoft went through a lot of layoffs and like a devastating amount of studio closures and cancellations, they also pushed back a lot of the stuff that they're working on, and it seems like Black Flag is probably going to be one of those, even though some reports suggested that the project was pretty far along. I know Ubisoft doesn't always do big crazy announcements at Sony things, but it would be cool to see the, you know, the different gangs team up again and, you know, maybe just give us a little tease, give us a little idea of, you know, the fact that it's coming and what exactly it might look like and when we can expect to see more. That's not too much to ask for, right? Now down at number 2, Sony Santa Monica's new game announcement, whatever the hell they're working on, or, you know, God of War something. There's been a lot of God of War things floating around forever now. Of course, a lot of people think the next game is going to go to Egypt and deal with Egyptian mythology. There's also been the rumors of a kind of 2.5D God of War game. Maybe we'll see that here. That is something I personally would really, really like to get my hands on. Either way, like, even if we don't see anything now, I don't think God of War is going away anytime soon. Sony just released that really cool Anniversary Edition controller of OG Kratos. The brand is definitely going to have more brand recognition now. The fact that they're doing an Amazon TV show for it. Amazon did a pretty good job with Fallout, so hopefully now they can nail it with God of War. Either way though, I just want more God of War things to play, and I would like Sony to give me a little bit of an idea of what to expect. Now at number one of the big rumors flying around in the last week or so that I would love to see is Devil May Cry 6. Let's do it. It feels like the right time. They didn't end off Devil May Cry 5 necessarily as like the final game or anything like that, and Capcom has really been on a good run, so I would love to see the franchise continue. There's so much more they could do with it, specifically just with how Devil May Cry 5 ended. It feels like it really set itself up for some zany, crazy buddy cop new style game with Dante and Virgil. I hope that's what they do with 6, but either way, whatever 6 is, I want to play it. That combat in 5 was like industry leading and so much fun. I got a soft spot in my heart for this series. I can't help it. Playing the original back on PS2. We've come so far, but I would love to see a Devil May Cry thing announced as Sony's State of Play. It's obvious. It feels like a no-brainer. Capcom's got a lot of irons in the fire right now. I don't know if like they also had room and time for Devil May Cry in this period, but I would really love to see it. Those are 10 things, but also a couple of small bonus ones. Maybe a new look at Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the new game from Naughty Dog. I just didn't really get a lot from that initial reveal. I would love to see a little gameplay and see what's actually going on here. Also, learning more about Marathon. Apparently, we're going to get a little bit of Marathon news at this thing. We know the release date. We've seen a lot of gameplay now, but maybe they're going to do like a free weekend or like additional like early access. I don't know, something. Also, I always leave a blank point for just a total mystery. Something that comes out of nowhere that we just didn't expect. A new IP that blows us all away. Or maybe a revival of a classic beloved video game franchise. You never know what happens at these things, so I always like to leave a blank bullet point for just the great unknown, something cool. Either way, those are 10 things we would very much like to see revealed at the State of Play. Some of them realistic, some of them a little crazy, but let us know in the comments what you're hoping to see. Obviously, expectations and hype, it's a very dangerous thing, so we're trying not to get too carried away, but can't help it sometimes, right? All you can do is hope for cool stuff. So let us know in the comments what you're thinking, and if you like this video and you like talking games with us every single day, clicking the like button's all you gotta do. We really appreciate that, but also keep it locked for Friday, the Friday news show. We will break down all the announcements from this thing. So subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't, just so you're alerted when the Friday news show drops with me. But that's all we got for you today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.